From explosive confrontations to fatal altercations. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most evil soap villains. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we've gathered the worst of the worst from Britain's finest soap operas. With killers in Corrie and hooligans in Hollyoaks, these everyday dramas are defined by their baddies. So here's the supreme sinners in soapland. Number 10, Warren Fox, Hollyoaks. When Warren arrived into Hollyoaks in 2006, it was clear he'd have a lasting impact. As well as his thuggish behavior and drug-dealing exploits, Warren also tried to blackmail Sean Kennedy into letting him sleep with his wife.
18 months in a Spanish jail for one night with Louise. It ain't good enough.
The guy went on to terrorize the community for several years, intimidating local residents and becoming aggressive at any given moment. His most infamous crime is probably the murder of Dale Greer before using Greer's body to fake his own death in a house fire.
I want you to remember who did this to you.
Number 9, Phil Mitchell, EastEnders. As one of the longest standing characters in EastEnders, it would probably be easier to compile a list of morally reprehensible acts that Phil hasn't committed.
Come here!
It's just a game, we're just playing a game!
Peggy Mitchell's son has progressed from tough-talking hardman to become the undisputed kingpin of Albert Square, orchestrating robberies, assaults, and intimidation rackets.
You're showing your age, Johnny.
With a violently short temper and a past marred in substance abuse, Phil is also one of the soap's most prolific love rats, even having an affair with his own brother's wife. He just can't control himself.
I'll show you a good time. Hey, Bill, get a bit of deja vu here.
Number 8, Kim Tate, Emmerdale. A real femme fatale, Kim Tate still stands as one of Emmerdale's most infamous characters.
Kim, you can't go like this. Let's just talk about it, will you? Kim!
After embarking on an affair with wealthy businessman Frank, while his own wife was dying of cancer, she planned to get her hands on his fortune. And as Kim and Frank's marriage broke down, she ruthlessly silenced anyone who might jeopardize her bid to acquire the money.
You're a dinosaur, Frank.
She cruelly stood and watched while Frank died of a heart attack, but Kim's villainy didn't end there. She also tried to murder Frank's son before exiting the show in spectacular fashion. Number 7, Den Watts, EastEnders. Few soap characters are regarded with more contempt than Dirty Den Watts. A hard-boiled East End gangster, Den's also a serial womanizer, having had numerous affairs behind the back of his long-suffering wife Angie.
Happy Christmas, eh?
This guy is virtually devoid of empathy and always seemed to be able to spin a situation to his advantage, even managing to fake his own death in one of the show's more sensational twists. But when he finally did get his comeuppance, Den's ultimate demise became a standout soap moment.
You'll never get me out of that thing.
Number 6, Tracy Barlow, Coronation Street. As one of the most self-centered characters on TV, the cobbles of Coronation Street have rarely seen a bigger bitch than Tracy Barlow.
Be careful with them boxes, right? Because if there's any breakages, I'll do the same to your legs.
A conniving schemer who will stop at nothing to get her own way, a major storyline saw her seduce kindly Roy Cropper in order to win a bet before trying to blackmail him over the resulting pregnancy.
The truth is, Harold, your loving husband couldn't wait to get his hands on a real woman.
Tracy further proved how unhinged she is when she falsely accused a cheating ex of abusing her before brutally killing him with an ornament. She's not one to cross. Number 5, Trevor Morgan, EastEnders. Soaps often serve as a platform to tackle important social issues, and the storyline surrounding Trevor Morgan and Little Mo proved a pivotal point in EastEnders history.
You're a sad, pathetic little man. I don't know why I was ever frightened of you.
Trevor was a sadistic and vicious man who subjected his wife to years of emotional and physical abuse.
Do you love me?
And while he made sure to maintain a friendly facade to outsiders, he manipulated and guilt-tripped little Mo throughout their relationship, until she almost killed him off on New Year's Eve 2001. Number 4, Pat Phelan, Coronation Street. Staying with the street, Pat's a relative newcomer, having debuted in 2013, but he caused all manner of misery.
You say hello from me.
The character was directly or indirectly involved with multiple murders, as well as ongoing scams and manipulative relationships. One of his most deplorable acts was his relentless terrorizing of Owen Armstrong, just so he could coerce Owen's wife into bed.
Give it to me!
He also shot Luke before finishing him off in a deadly fireball. And in one of his most memorable scenes, he forced Andy to kill Vinny before killing Andy himself.
Really sorry, kid. I had to.
Number 3, Nick Cotton, EastEnders. He may be the son of kind and devout Doc Cotton, but he's one of the nastiest pieces of work Walford has ever seen.
Are you ready to listen? Naff off.
A natural-born hellraiser, Nick has intimidated his way around the square, always leaving his poor mum to pick up the pieces. A character truly beyond redemption, he even tried to poison Dot in a desperate bid to inherit her money.
Hello, Ma.
And in his final act, Nick can't help but hurt his mother again, as she decides to let him die rather than risk inflicting any more pain onto anyone else.
Forgive me.
Confess to Jesus.
Number 2, Janine Butcher, EastEnders. Walford's resident Black Widow, Janine's a relentless villain who's menaced the square for years.
No.
Give me the phone!
No, Janine!
A self-absorbed and uncaring sort who will go to extreme lengths to get what she desires, she once faked an entire backstory and posed as a Jewish orphan to con an unsuspecting old man out of his inheritance money. But the peak of Janine's cruelty was dealt to her late husband, the affable Barry Evans.
Harry, I adore you.
Janine only agreed to marry Barry because she believed he was terminally ill and there was an inheritance in it for her. So when he revealed otherwise, Janine took a more direct route by pushing her husband off a cliff. Wedded bliss, this definitely wasn't. Number 1, Richard Hillman, Coronation Street. Our winner was trouble from the start, indulging in fraud and stealing from pensioners before he'd even settled on the street. But Richard's relationship with Gail Platt exposed just how terrible he was.
Just try stopping me!
He murdered his ex-wife in cold blood, and his behavior only worsened when he fell into financial hardship and aimed to kill Audrey for her inheritance. But when that plan was exposed, and in one final act of cruelty, he tried to kill himself and the entire Platt family by plunging his car into the canal for one of Weatherfield's most harrowing moments. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.